Hello, hello. All right, so this is like super, super, super chill time. All right. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna answer. I can't even talk. I'm gonna answer questions that are on the group. Okay. So today was my chill day. I was able to get a ton of paperwork done, and I still have schools to email back. So it's been a crazy day. I have no makeup on. You got me fresh and clean. But this is how it's gonna be, okay? So because I've literally been on my butt doing emails, talking to clients, and all of that today. It's kind of like my off IEP day. But I am ready to go for a walk with Skylar. So we're going to do this thing. We're going to do these questions and answers. If you're not part of the group already, then what are you waiting for? Hello. I used to do last year a Q&A. All right. That was live. It was like pretty much on the same day. And I kind of played with the days to see what works. And I'm going to do that again. But as I do that, you guys got to give me feedback. What day is better? Like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday are the days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday off because everybody wants, their weekend, right? So y'all have to let me know. Maybe I'll do like a poll or something like that. So if you're not part of the group, just go to Autism Mama Rocks IEP group and join the group. I know I have like over 100 people that I got to add right now. I have not had time. I'm sorry. I haven't forgot about you. Post a 1 below if it's your first through third time catching me live. Post a 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. You guys know what to do. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Raven Woods. I'm the CEO and founder of Autism Mama Rocks, the IEP. And I help parents like you become the CEOs of their IEP meetings. Okay, that is the goal, right? All right, so let's hop into these questions. Okay, these are coming directly. If you have questions for me on the whim, if you will, go ahead and post them below. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed to be the first person. Okay, just go for it. If you get questions, ask. All right, if I don't have time to answer them all, I will go back and answer them. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to start from the top. Normally I start from the bottom. I'm going to start from the top and I'm going to go through a couple. Okay. If you guys have questions from the responses I give, please ask as quickly as possible in the comment section. And if you think of something later, just post it below. Okay. Hi, Megan. Hi, Bill. So again, post a 2 below if it's your shit. Can you tell it's been an off day? Okay, post a 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie, okay? Post a 1 below if it's your first through third time catching me live, and tell me where you're from. So Megan, you're new. Where are you from? And if you want to tell us anything about your kiddo, go for it. All right. I am in my living room. Yes, I need to change the scenery. I don't have great lighting. I apologize. I mean, isn't it about the content anyway? Okay, so let's get going. All right, so Rashonda Jones, this is a question that you asked. I'm going to be responding to it. I see there are 10 comments. I'm not going to read these comments. I noticed there's quite a bit of commenting. Many of what is being said, I couldn't believe it. I would lose my mind. So let's just read the question for everybody, okay? So the question that is asked, well, actually no one, let me see. Okay, yeah. All right, is IEP in Oklahoma City. How do I get my son a para? He's very high functioning, diagnosed with ASD2, ADHD. He's in first grade, and this is just not working. They have called me 3 times already today. Okay, so first things first, okay? So for anybody, okay, I know. That's what the group's for. My group is amazing. They know I'll kick their butts out of the group. Yes, I will. I'm very strict about it. If people are judgmental, if they're nasty, if they give their opinion to where it's going to be hurtful to somebody else, it's one thing to have a healthy debate, go for it. But it's another thing to put somebody down for something they've done or how they feel or what they're going through. Not okay. I do not accept that on my group. But it's alleviated a lot of the crap that a lot of groups have. So it's been a good thing. And people know I don't play. There's no chances. Okay. So bottom line, I want you to know first things first. This is how I roll. I cannot answer a question like this. All right. I can give you a gist. All right. But nobody, and again, I haven't read the responses, but nobody should have been able to give you a response. And I'll tell you why. You say where you're from. Thank you. I love that. Oklahoma is a pain in my ass. How do I get my son a parrot? Well, I don't know. I don't know what the issues are. All right. You told me the diagnosis of autism and ADHD and that he's in first grade and you got called 3 times, but I have no idea why you got called. I have no idea what they said when they called you. I have no idea what your son's impact of disability is. I have no data here from you in regards to even answering that question. All right. So if I were to guess, all right, which I don't like to do, but you're saying I live in Oklahoma City, he's high functioning. Okay, that tells me nothing. But I'm guessing that he can talk maybe and he's doing things pretty much on his own, but he has, his, funny little ways that our kids have. And he's in first grade and for some reason it's just not working. So do you see how that kind of contradicts itself? And this is how I am with the IEP too. All right. I love getting myself into it. Okay. So you say he's first grade and that he's high functioning, but then you flip it and you say, but I've already gotten 3 calls today. It's not working. So if he's high functioning, he's in is he in a gen ed? Is he in special ed? I don't know. I'm assuming if he's high functioning, he's in a gen ed class. And you're saying that, it's not working. Well, what's not working? How do you know it's not working? They called you 3 times. Did they tell you? Did they give you information? What's the point of them calling you 3 times? Did something get resolved the first time? Second time? Obviously not. Why are they calling you 3 times? What are they asking you to do? So those are my questions for you. All right. I'm not attacking you. I'm just being very honest. You're not giving enough information here. So everybody here that's giving you their 2 cents, I don't know how they did that because there's not enough here. Now, if I were to guess, I'd say it's probably behavior. All right. So he's high functioning, but he has behaviors. You've been called 3 times today, probably because of behaviors. And the first thing I would ask you is, does he have a BIP? The second thing I would ask you if you said no is you need to request a FBA immediately. If you said yes, then I'd say the BIP is not working. Okay. So there's the problem. All right. If he has a BIP, it ain't working. If he doesn't have a BIP, you need to request a FBA immediately. Okay. So, because the goal is to figure out what the antecedent is. All right. The antecedent is what's happening before the behavior happens, before it occurs. And the second part of the ABCs that's the most important is nothing. B and C don't matter. B is the behavior. C is the consequence. I don't care about the behavior. I don't care about the consequence. All right. What I care about is why is the behavior happening at all? All right. So are our kids going to have behaviors? Yes. Okay. That's to be expected. But what the thing is even though we're looking at the behavior as a whole, it's not that I don't care about the behavior itself, obviously, but I don't care about the B and C because B and C will be handled if A is handled, which is finding out what the antecedent is and doing what you have to do. So what do you have to do? You have to figure out what the antecedent is, what's happening before the behavior occurs. And then you need to, if there's a behavior, when that behavior happens, what are you doing? Meaning the teachers, the schools, whoever is working with that child, what are they doing to teach that child how to change that negative behavior and turn it into a positive one? All right. And that takes work. That takes time. That takes repetition. That takes all kinds of things and having rewards, because I hate the C in it, consequence, because kids don't work for consequences. Just doesn't happen. So, now a consequence can definitely be, okay, they're not going to get their reward, things like that, but that can actually increase the behavior. So, you have to actually figure out what the problem is before you solve it. So that's what I would have to know. All right. So I'm going to comment down here on your post and say, I responded live. Contact me if necessary. All right, there's that. All right, so there's your answer. Next question. All right, so All right, so Tina posts twice. I'll answer her questions in a little bit. She asks questions quite a bit, so I want to get to some people that I don't respond to often. So Dawn, she said she's advocating for her family. She's learned so much from me. Violations galore. We get the meeting notice today, and the district attorney is going to be there. From what I remember, Raven moi saying they are not considered part of the team and should have no input in meeting other than on the laws. I did read there are limitations for attorneys at meetings. Can one give me details? Okay, so here is the deal with that. All right. So with Dawn, okay, so with attorneys, they can be at an IEP meeting just like you can have an advocate at the IEP meeting, you can have an attorney at the IEP meeting, okay? If they have a attorney at the meeting, my question for you is it like the first time they're going to be there and you've been there other times, or is it you're going to have it they're having an advocate, you, and then, which is amazing. I love teaching advocates. And don't forget, my membership comes out next week, guys. The cool thing about this is that, attorneys really aren't that scary. They're not. All right. I'd rather deal with an attorney sometimes than a director of special education. All right. Because they don't have that political bullshit that, a lot of the admin has. So sometimes I like dealing with them instead. They're a little bit more level headed. So that's something to keep in mind. So one of the things that attorneys should not do and really can't do is provide legal advice to their client with an advocate present and no attorney for the parent, the client, the guardian, whoever's there. All right, because that's just not okay, and it's not proper protocol, if you will. So attorneys do a couple things. They're I've had attorneys like get up and leave because I let them know that they needed to shut up. I've gone at it and it's been World War V, and those were fun, but now we're really fine now. And that's one of my biggest school districts, and I love her. In a way of I respect what she does fully. She's great. She's good at what she does. And anybody who can challenge me and make me better at what I do, I love it. So I encourage the challenge. I love it. I literally thrive off of the challenge when an attorney's there. We've gotten past the bullshit because we've worked together for over a year now. And this is an attorney, no joke, World War freaking V. All right. And more on her end. All right. I pissed her off enough to where she flipped shit, and then now we're fine. Maybe she just needed to flip shit. I needed to flip shit, and we're all good. And the kids got what they got. But it worked out really well. But, it just depends on how things go, But seriously, though, don't be afraid of the attorney. All right. I mean, just don't let them run the meeting. I tell them, you better be quiet. Seriously, you better be quiet. You do not work with the trial. And I mean, it depends, there's that respect factor, if they're respectful and they let the team talk, we're all good. But if I'm talking to the team and you're going to interrupt me when I'm talking to the people who work with that child, hell no. No way. All right. Not going to happen. It does not happen in my meetings. All right. Now, 3 weeks ago, you guys heard me talk about being in a meeting, and the first meeting, I went after the speech therapist. All right. And normally I'm not this hard on them, but she deserved every last bit, if not more. You do not work with a child for 5 years and not provide an AAC device when the stupid communication board ain't working. And that's your words. And you're not going to recommend an AAC device. I mean, what the hell is wrong with you? How do you have a speech therapist, occupation, whatever, degree, license? Oh, I was so mad. And I mean, it makes me that mad. All right. Like, you don't even want to know. I don't understand the stupidity. It's complete and utter stupidity. Okay. I don't know, because we don't know what we don't know, but I can't do dumb. I just can't. All right. I just can't. So when I hear dumb shit come out of people's mouths in an IEP meeting that are educators, and I'm just like, what? If you're going to make me do that, there's a problem. All right. There's a problem. Because what comes out of your mouth should make sense. You should know your shit. You should know that child. If I ask for data, you should be on it. You should have that freaking data. You should be like, oh, yeah, I got the data. Da, 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 da. Oh, okay. Can I see the assessment? I should already have it, number one. But then you should have it in front of you too. Da, 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 da. I got that too. Bring it, Raven. Come on. What's next? That's what people need to be doing. All right. I shouldn't be in a meeting asking for data. I shouldn't be in a meeting asking you to explain to me certain things. I shouldn't be in a meeting where teachers or service providers or admin and everybody else don't even have anything in front of them. They have to go and look for the freaking IEP, or they have to go and look for documents that they don't have in front of. Oh, I don't have that in front of me right now. We're here about Sarah. How do you not know? We're here about Megan. How do you not know? How do you not have the information in front of you? Where the hell is it? Huh? Anyway, Dawn. Ugh, you know me. It frustrates me when they try to run the meeting. All right. I shut that shit down quick. Okay. And that's one thing you got to have with attorneys. All right. Is they know how to bulldoze. All right. So you got to know how to bulldoze right back. All right. Because an attorney is not a threat to you. What are they going to do? Nothing. What are they going to do? They're the ones under the bar and the license, not you. They got more to lose. Okay. They need to find their place. Their place is really in court and in due process, not in an IEP meeting. They don't know shit about IEP meetings. I have met maybe 4 attorneys that I've been in meetings with, and they're in a lot of my meetings, that know their shit. All the others, I have had to teach the law in the meeting as we go. Like literally the one 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, where she tried to tell me, oh, we don't have to provide you the documents in advance of the IEP meeting. I said, yeah, here's the link. Yes, you do. Yeah, you do. That's the law. You should know it. I know they don't teach special education law in law school. Okay. So you learned that, the laws and everything, just like I did. I just know it better. You may be able to fight in court better. I can fight in an IEP better. And that's one thing for everybody to know. Advocate, a good advocate. Oh my God, a good advocate. All right. A good advocate knows how to fight in an IEP meeting, like a lawyer knows how to, a good lawyer knows how to fight in court. Okay. That's what y'all need to know. An advocate typically will know more than an attorney when it comes to an IEP meeting. Special education law is not taught in law school. All right. It is not. Okay. So they learned it just like I learned it, just like everybody learned it. And some of the attorneys haven't even been through it. Like, I'm a parent. I went through the hell. All right. There's other advocates that may have went through the hell. But you want an advocate that gets their shit done, guys. All right. There's a lot out there that are like just beginning, and they're calling themselves advocates, and I'm hearing some nightmare stories. So, I'm not one to state names or do any of that stupid stuff, but just please, 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 be careful, because there's lots of people out there just, it's kind of like, the school district, they come up with glorified names for themselves, and that's not really the position they should be in. So message me, Dawn, but I'm going to say answered on the QA Live. All right. I messaged her. All right. So don't worry about attorneys, guys. Don't be all scared about that. It's dumb. All right. Don't be. Ohio. That's been a fun state. Hi, Raven. Let's see. Hi, Raven. On a triennial that is done every 3 years in California. Well, it's every 3 years everywhere. Is the school responsibility to have it ready before it expires? Yes, ma'am. Or sir. I'm not sure who you are. All right. So you're obviously on the group. So make sure that you click that link so that I can see who you are. All right. What is it? Let me see. It is. Okay. Yeah. I think this is it. Let me know if this isn't it, but I just posted it. So look at that. Tell me if that's it. Okay. I think it might be. All right. Director of Special Education lied about transportation, switched her multiple disability class without telling me. I called an IEP waiting to be scheduled. New placement isn't the same environment. Whoa. There's a big difference between changing a disability category and changing placement. That's a big deal. Those are two huge things, Megan. Holy crap. So they changed disability category and placement? Holy crap. My God. That's like so illegal. All right. Next question. All right. Julie McCabe Mannion. Has anyone ever created an informational sheet pamphlet to give teachers at the beginning of the year, looking online for a template, blah, blah, and haven't had any luck? Oh, Julie, I have one that is in my membership starting next week. All right. All right. All right. What else? Let's see. Okay. Patty Cuevas. Hopefully I said that right. Hello. Second week into school, my child's first grade teacher, SPED background, wants to take away 5 minutes of recess, stated in class rules, because my daughter, autistic, has difficulty focusing, completing assignments in class with extra time and transitioning to circle time. In her IEP, she has accommodations for transitioning, breaks, etc. I don't think her teacher has used these. She plans on taking away 5 minutes of recess tomorrow for something that happened Friday, even after I expressed I disagree with this. How can I correct language to express I disagree with this? I requested a meeting with person who handles IEPs at the school. Okay, so here's the deal. Number one, you don't take away recess, okay? Kids need to get out their aggression, their energy, their whatever it is that's going on. You have got to allow a child it's like taking away working out. I mean, come on. That's just dumb, number one. But number two, it is not a punishment, okay? If she's trying to punish a child, then that punishment needs to be associated with her work, okay? And it needs to be associated with what is going on, which is not clear. But number one, if a child has an IEP, in the IEP and the accommodations, it says you get extra time because of focus or attention, and other things, in regards to that child's impact of disability. That is actually discrimination. Okay, so that is a borderline discriminatory act towards a child and a person with and of a disability. Okay, so you write that teacher and you say, "Hi, Miss Manning. How are you today? It is so nice to get to know you even better within the last 2 weeks. What I know is that you will take away recess from a child with an IEP. What I know is you will take away recess from a child with a disability who has an IEP, and their impact of disability is so much so that their accommodations state very clearly that they have extra time so that they can finish their work, and that they have attention and focus and difficulty with that in their IEP. So, what you're doing, and what I know about you now, Miss Manning, is that you will discriminate against a child and a person. Okay, ADA violation, discriminatory, completely wrong, against a child with a disability, okay? And it is based, here's the great part and the worst part, it is based off the child's impact of disability. What proves that, guys? What proves that that child is being punished based off impact of disability? All right, there's your key verbiage right there. Impact of disability. What proof does she have that that teacher is punishing her child based on impact of disability? The proof is in the accommodations. The accommodations, mom says, states that the child gets extra time. Then mom just stated that she's getting 5 minutes off of recess because she's going beyond the extra time that's given to her. Okay, well, that means that the time that's given to her isn't enough. That's what that means. That teacher should be, da, 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 da. Dear mom, the 10 minutes of extra time that is given to your daughter is not enough. I'm finding that she's needing an extra maybe 5 to 15 minutes, dependent on the work given to her. Most of the time, they will get preferred work done before unpreferred work, just like you and I would. All right. Do I want to clean the bathroom, or do I want to eat a cookie? I want to eat a cookie. Okay. And then maybe I'll get to the bathroom. So seriously though, that's what I'd be doing. This is what I know about you. This is what I know about you in the first 2 weeks. Okay? That you are somebody that is basically saying, you're not going to help my child. You're somebody that's not understanding. You're somebody that will punish a child from recess due to focus and attention issues that are noted in the IEP, that are noted so much in the IEP that an accommodation is having to be given, that accommodation is not sufficient, but because it's not sufficient, because it's not working, it's the child's fault, and you're going to punish her from recess. Thank God it ain't my child, because that shit would not be happening. Mm-mm. Don't put up with that. No, you don't put up with that. If someone wants to act out of line, then you act out of line. You want to see crazy? I'll give you crazy. All right. Crazy takes so much energy out of me, but I'll give you crazy. All right. When it comes down to children, I'll give you crazy. All right. You want to be rational. You want to be communicative. You want to work together. You want to make sense. You want to talk sense. You want to talk as if you have an educational background. You want to work together in solving problems in order for children to learn better. You want to even an amazing debate of, okay, well, this is what I'm seeing in the classroom. Had she said, and messaged mom and said, I'm finding that the reason the child is needing extra time is she's doing this and this and this, and I'm trying to redirect her, I'm trying to this, I'm trying to that, and she's really just not wanting to pay attention to me and ignoring me and is doing this and this. Then that may be a little bit of a different situation, right? It would be the teacher communicating with the parent and them being able to have that dialogue in order to support each other. The teacher reaching out to the parent and saying, hey, what are your suggestions? Within 2 weeks, you're going to freaking take PE away or recess away. I mean, come on now. I mean, start communicating, people. Have conversations. Problems are solved with communication. It's as simple as that. Straight up, honest, transparent communication. All right. All you got to say is, mom, hey, what do you suggest? What is the work that the child is needing that extra time in that you're wanting to punish her? You know what I mean? It just takes conversation. That's it. All right. These things should not be happening. You don't take PE. You don't take all this crap. You just don't do it. Okay. Stop doing that crap. All right. Teachers, if you're doing that, get on the damn computer and communicate. That's it. That's all you got to do. All right. Granted, I know there's parents out there. I'm talking to teachers right now. There's parents out there that don't give a shit. All right. I get it. I get it. But at the same time, there's tons of us parents who really give a shit and we want to support you. We want to help you. And I can tell you that most special needs parents, children of special needs or parents of special needs, they want to be part of the conversation. They want to be part of the solution. My puppy's like bugging me. And so you have to dial into that, especially with the teacher shortage. You have got to reach out to moms and dads and grandparents and everybody else that, is in charge and going on there because they want to help you. They want to help you. Okay. They do. So, and I want to help teachers. Teachers need so much help right now. Oh my God. But when you have a teacher that's being an asshole, then I'm going to treat you like an asshole. I'm just going to be honest, and that's why I say I'm one of those people where people reach out to me when they're done dealing with assholes. Okay. And I'm going to get up because my puppy's like all in my stuff. All right. So, people get treated how they treat others, right? Treat other people as you want to be treated, right? So you have got to be on it when it comes to your child. And if someone's not treating your child right, then you need to address that immediately. All right. Don't play games. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it because how this mom wrote this, she actually wrote it pretty clear that this is what the teacher's doing. So there's not really a question as to, sorry about my dogs, guys. So there's not really a question as to, was there a miscommunication? Did something maybe happen? No, mom was pretty clear. All right. So That's important to remember. So I'm going to respond now to mom and say, Patty, all right. Okay. So Patty, you need to get on the computer, okay? You need to message that teacher. All right. And I would also go into the school. All right. And I would be real clear to the principal and say, don't ever, ever let me find out that you are punishing my child based on their impact of disability. Are we clear? And follow it up with an email. Okay? Follow it up with an email. There is no punishment over needing extra time. No. I'm big on communication. I like knowing the good and not so good. Me too. Not wait until the boiling point and tell that's right. Because if you let it get to that point, then all shit is going to break loose. So it's like communicate, 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 communicate. You can't communicate enough. All right. And that's on both ends, parents and teachers. Okay. You guys have to learn to communicate. Teachers have a lot on their plate. So parents, reach out. How can I help you? Is there anything that you need? I'm going to be putting up a post, or maybe I should say Erin is going to put up a post. She's really good at the social media stuff, like creating the pictures. But I'm going to be putting out a post where I want you guys to create. All right. And the person who creates the best one is going to win a huge prize. Okay. Haven't figured it out yet. It just came to me today, but I want to see you guys create you can call it a teacher giveaway. You can call it a teacher, what do you want to call it? Like a fun box. Teachers aren't given enough. Okay. They're having to spend their own freaking money on the things for the classrooms because districts aren't giving it to them. I was just reading today how teachers are so ignored right now. I just did a TikTok on a teacher who I actually talked to, and she's like, I can't do it. She's like, I'm out of compliance all the time. Yeah, she said that. And guess what? It's not her fault. It is not her fault. If you're given 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, and you're supposed to only be teaching 4th grade, but the district will spend money on all these things, but not provide substitute teachers. She literally said that the district will not provide substitute teachers. And, we just can't do that. Again, I apologize for my dogs, but this is their loud time. So it's so important that we, hey guys, come over here. Kids are riding their bikes. So of course they lose their mind. It's so important to support the teachers. So I want you to create like a fun box, a giveaway box for teachers, and put whatever you want in there. Maybe ask the teacher what they want. Erasers, paper, pens, pencils, crayons, whatever. Ask the teacher what they need and put it together. I mean, it doesn't cost a lot of money to put something together like that. And you could even go in with other parents, and create something really cool. And it would go a long way. Like a teacher would truly appreciate it because they need things. They're not given enough. All right. So, yes, Debbie, I love that. Megan says the type of classroom is called multiple disability setting. It's a weird name. No more than 8. She is hitting students and nobody called. First year teacher. A classroom aide isn't a one-on-one. No, they're not. I did message both schools. What do you mean both schools? What do you mean both schools? My dog's eating my food literally right now. What do you mean both schools, Megan? All right, so let's move to the next question. I'm going to answer a couple more. Carol Lang Frisk says, does it matter what I wear to an IEP meeting? No. But I do teach in my course. I will say this. But I teach in my course, you want to dress like you're going to a business meeting, like you're going to church, whatever. I mean, I don't know how you dress when you go to church or if you go to church, but I'm just saying, like I'll wear a nice shirt and, I put on makeup and, stuff like that. But I mean, you don't have to. Okay. You don't have to. All right. So, there's no like rule or whatever of what you have to wear. But I will say, all right, for example, this is my down day. All right. You see me, I'm in my t-shirt and whatever. I would never in a million years show up to an IEP, dressed in a t-shirt and, that kind of thing. But, just because like shorts and a t-shirt or whatever, well, they don't need to know what's on the bottom part, but that's just secret. But but seriously, you just want to look presentable. You want to be taken seriously, and you should be taken seriously. You're the parent, and the better you feel, the more you're going to have that confidence. And that's the important part, is the confidence, not so much how you look, but the confidence. All right. There's nothing sexier than confidence, ladies. All right. So Aaron says a teacher phone box survival kit. Yes, totally cool. All right. So all right, letting her know I responded. All right, let's move on. So we have, okay, I answered Patty's, I answered Carol's. All right, so Yensi Hackerman, if I said your name wrong, I'm sorry. She said, I need help. My son just started first grade, but he's having a horrible time, not following instructions, touching his classmates, etc. Last year, the school removed his IEP because she meet all the goals and he didn't show any behavior or need for an IEP. Okay. I fight for a 504, but the same. The teacher didn't report no behaviors or needs, and they told me to wait until the next school year. Now he started the school year and on regular classroom and is struggling a lot. I spoke with the ESE specialist and she told me to wait until fall. That way the teacher can make the report. What should I do? Oh no, you need to get on this right now. Okay, we don't wait. Okay. I mean, the only thing we wait for is we need a certain amount of time to go by so that we can take data. All right. But we don't wait to let's just hopefully something works out, No, you get ahead of it. All right. So, if you go look at some of my reviews, that's one thing that is said a lot is I'm 100 steps ahead of it, So it before it comes, I've already handled it. And so you want to make sure that this is handled. We're not waiting until fall for a teacher to do something. No. You're the parent. You're going to do something. Okay. So you take initiative. You write the email. You walk into the school. You make sure something gets done. Period. Okay, we're not going to wait for somebody else to hopefully, maybe, hypothetically, could, should, may do something. Okay, you do it. All right. If there's a problem, you do it, you solve it, you handle it, you address it. All right. You don't wait for it to snow. All right. We don't wait till, oh, we're going to wait till fall. Oh, we're going to wait till after the Christmas break. We're going to wait till spring. No. Don't let time get wasted based on playing the waiting game. Like, that's their expertise. Don't let it be yours. Okay. All right. All right. So I just responded to her. All right. Anybody else have questions on here? Megan says, her district school where we live, the school where the RSC is located. I don't understand what that means. What do you mean 3 schools? I mean, a child goes to 1 school. You're welcome, Trisha. Don't forget, y'all, post a 1 below if it's your first through third time catching me live, a 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie, okay? This is a chill day. Yes, I'm in my tank top. I'm in my shorts. I'm in my shorts, actually. And I've been hanging out at home all day. So, answering emails and talking to clients and school districts today. That's been my day. Very exciting. Okay? That's what I've been doing today. Yep. That's why I couldn't talk to you, Erin, because then I get in the zone and then I forget. And then I'm like, oh, shit, I should have called Erin. All right. Oldie but goodie here. All right, so let's move to the next person. So China CM. Some of these names kill me. So great. All right. I need some guidance with this goal. Is it specific enough or good? I can't tell you if it's good because I don't know your child. I don't know her or his ability. But I can tell you if the goal sounds good. Okay. Math goal. I'll tell you that, but I'll also say this. I don't care about goals and objectives. Okay. Short-term objectives, all benchmarks. I don't care. Let me tell you why. All right. I care about the yearly goal. That's all I care about. That's it. How you get there, I don't care as long as you get there. All right. And how I know you're going to get there is how it's measured. Okay. So think of it like that. Keep it simple. Don't complicate it for yourself. All right. This is already a foreign language, right? We all struggled to learn this crap. All right. So you want to make sure that you keep it as simple as possible. All right. So look at it like this. When you create a goal, think of the annual goal. What do you want that child to do by the end of the year? That's it. All right. When my goals and present levels course comes out, you're going to be taught exactly how to do this. All right. Literally. So it's like dummy proofed. All right. That's what I freaking wish I had. All right. And I needed, please just give me something. I mean, it took me years. And guess who suffered? My child. Okay. So with that said, keep it simple. Just care about the annual goal. Objective, short-term, how I look at those is if you have a teacher who knows how to teach, then, or service providers, all right, then you're going to know if they're good by those objectives. I can tell you that, because those goals and those objectives, short-term, you only have to have those if the child's on the alternative assessment track. That's number 1. You don't have to have short-term objectives or benchmarks if your child is not on the alternative assessment track. If your child's not on the alternative assessment track and they're on the standard track and they're going to graduate and they're on, like I talked about the other day, they're on grade level. So if your child's on grade level, then awesome. But a child that's in elementary school being on the standardized track doesn't make sense. even in middle school. Hey, Lorena, how are you? Oh my gosh, we got to catch up. It's been forever. So yeah, I mean, I talked about this the other day. Go back and listen to it on Monday. All right. No point in being on a graduation track if you're not on grade level. Okay. Because when you take those state standardized assessments, your child's not ready. They don't know how to do it. Why put them through that? Or you can go on the zero track, like I suggest, and put in a letter and say, I don't want my child taking the assessments because it doesn't matter until high school. It doesn't. It doesn't matter. Okay, it does not matter. Again, I apologize for my dogs. Leo, come here. Okay, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Okay, so you got to remember, you know what? You guys are going to come with me while I get coffee. Okay, so here's the thing. Oh, let me show you this thing. All right, anybody have an espresso machine? All right, can you see it? That thing is awesome. Seriously awesome. So here's the thing is when your child is on a zero track, that's my name for it, remember that, you're choosing to not have them evaluated or take assessments. Now, one may argue, well, why would I want that? Don't I want to know where my child is, et cetera, et cetera? Well, this isn't that kind of assessment. All right. This is a statewide assessment that are typically pretty difficult. All right. And then the school is not obligated to give you a copy of it in any way. Oh, it's not just Rocco. Leo Aaron is something else. He is work. Let me show you. Hang on. Come here, Lily. This rotten thing right here. All right. He is rotten to the bone. Can you say hi to everybody? Can you say hi? Say hi, everybody. I'm rotten. Look, he has a GPS tracker. I got one of those. It's actually pretty cool. He's so rotten. He's like not one yet. He's my baby, though. He's so good. He's really not good, but he thinks he's good. All right. So you want to make sure that you do what's best for you and your child. But the thing is, I know he's rotten. He is rotten. Is you want to, I didn't want Sky taking the test, you know? I don't care about her taking the test. I wasn't worried about her taking the test. And did the test make a difference? No. None. All right? So if they weren't going to affect her in any way, why would I care? I didn't. All right? Same thing with the alternative assessment. And remember what I said about that is the alternative assessment is a statewide assessment, just like the standardized assessment. You just can't get a standardized diploma. And that's only effective once they hit high school. All right? Which is why it makes no sense for them to even take the assessments anyway, because it doesn't make sense. Now, once they get like the last one that they have to take in elementary school and then maybe once in middle school, for them to take it with like maybe the standardized one, depending on where your child is, of course, but maybe take the standardized one and with accommodations and see where they are. But you're going to have to ask for the scoring, because if you don't, the school's not going to give it to you. They don't have to. All right. They're not going to say, hey, this is the passing scoring and this is where your child scored. They're not going to do that. All right. So you need to make sure that you do that. Rocco, come here. Go. All right. My dogs want to go outside. Okay. So one of the things that you need to be mindful of is knowing data, but not putting your child through something that they don't need to be put through. You know what I mean? So you don't need to do all that. There's no reason for it. All right. There's a shocker. It's always the little one. Yeah. Yes, it's really nice to see you too, Lorena. All right. Gosh, so much has happened since we last talked. All right. So let's talk about this goal, y'all. All right, so the first goal, well, it's only one goal, but then she gives a bunch of objectives. So that's where I'm going to tell you I don't care about the objectives. I only care about the goal. So math goal, in order to solve grade level arithmetic, okay, that's already a weird word. Word problems, child will correctly identify the correct operation, which is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and accurately solve the problem with 100% accuracy on 4 out of 5 trials by 3/1/23. I like the child will correctly identify and correct. So she'll correctly identify and correct. That sounds weird. Child will correctly identify and correct operations. I would say the child will identify the correct operation and accurately solve the problem with 100% accuracy. But I wouldn't say in order to solve grade level arithmetic. I wouldn't say that. I would just say, given a word problem at the blank level. Okay, so if the child is on, or I would say, given a word problem, given an addition word problem, a single addition word problem, or a single subtraction word problem, double digit subtraction word problem, whatever the word problem is, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, I would specify that. All right, so it's specified. Okay, I know if I'm looking at this goal and I am not the teacher or anybody who wrote this goal, that child has to do multiplication. All right, that they have to identify that it is a multiplication problem and they have to correctly solve it. Okay. And that they will solve it. Okay. And show that they're going to solve it. All right. So that's what we need to know. So it needs to say something along the lines of the child's name, not child, but she just didn't put her child's name. So let's just say, I'll just go with, I like using Sarah, Shannon, whatever. So let's just say Shannon. Okay. Shannon will correctly identify the correct order of operation and accurately solve the word problem. Or it can even say, given a word problem, Shannon will correctly identify the correct operation and accurately solve the problem with 100% accuracy in 4 out of 5 trials. Or it can say in 4 out of 5 opportunities. Or it can say 4 out of 5 times. It's just a matter of semantics, to be quite honest. But I always go with what sounds better depending on what the goal is. Sometimes one sounds a lot better than the other. By 3/1/23. Now, what is missing there? Anybody want to tell me? What is missing from that goal? Hey, Leanne, how are you? What is missing from that goal? All right, so if I reworded it, all right, and I'm saying that given, so I'm going to write this for her. So we're going to say, so go ahead, I'm going to give you some time to post what you believe is missing from this goal. There's something very important that is missing from this goal. I'll read it to you again. I'll just read it to you how she wrote it. In order to solve grade level arithmetic problems, child will correctly identify the correct operation and accurately solve the problem with 100% accuracy on 4 out of 5 trials by 3/1/23. I'm going to reword that. But what is missing from the goal? What is missing? There's a very, very key aspect that's missing. To me, the most important. So tell me what it is. Tell me what it is. What is missing? There's something really important missing from here. All right. So I'm going to rewrite it for her, and I'm going to leave out the part that's missing to see if you guys catch on. All right. So given a word problem, in IE addition, subtraction, or multiplication, the student will correctly identify talking in my head. Given a word problem in IE addition, subtraction, or multiplication, which means it could be left. That's right. How it will be measured. That's exactly right. So how it will be measured, as measured by report, data collection, and written work. So that means they have to be taking data and they have to be showing the work. Two ways to receive data, no excuses, right? This is what you're going to get when I get my course up and going for, maybe Dawn needs to come on and join me with this one, right? All right. So Dawn hit it right there. How is it reported and measured? There has to be a way. All right. You can tell me 4 out of 5 times all you want. 4 out of 5 times out of what? Out of what? How is it going to be measured? How am I going to see that information? All right. That is key. All right. Here's one thing I have started doing. I'm going to give you my trick here in this goal. All right. And I've been doing it. And this is how I've been presenting it. All right. I've said to the team, I've said, I'm putting together, because my course is almost done. I have my main course, my Rock IEP. That's my signature course. I have the mini course that actually just goes with it, and it services accommodations and modifications. Both of them are your what? Your baseline. You've got to take. So if you haven't taken it, you got to take it. My next course, my membership's coming out next week. That is going to be how y'all are going to kick some ass in that IEP meeting. Okay. I'm tired of talking about the laws. You're going to learn the laws. All right. We want to learn Raven, how do you walk your butt? No. To the computer and do what you do in the meeting. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you. I'm going to let you listen to audio. I'm going to show you what I do in the meeting. I'm going to show you video of exactly what I do. All right. So I responded live to China, and I'm saying, given a word problem in IE, which gives them the ability to use whatever, so she can tweak it, because I don't know what her child's doing, addition, subtraction, or multiplication, the student will correctly identify and solve the word problem at a blank level in 4 out of 5 opportunities. As measured by report, data collection, and written work by 3/1/23, she says. All right. Before I post that, here's when I'm going to get me some cream, okay? I'm going to still talk. So one thing that you want to not miss is, anybody else make their coffee and put like Ready Whip in it? My husband says I'm making dessert, not coffee. So here where I am, and in actually many places, you guys are on. So it's when report cards are given out. So you guys are on a. Oh, and I put cinnamon in it too. Yep, that's how I make coffee. My Nespresso machine creamer, because you guys totally want to know how I make coffee, right? Ready Whip, cinnamon. All right. I'm telling you, I went to Seattle to see one of my clients, and she had invited me out there. And I went to see her in Seattle, and I stayed with her, and I saw how she made coffee, and she put cinnamon in her coffee, and I'll tell you, I've never gone back. So that's that story. So a little bit of 411 about me, right? Okay. So, and I can't live without an air fryer. That's the other thing about me. All right. So we are on 9 weeks. So we get report cards every 9 weeks. That's when you should be getting progress reports as well. Okay. So if you're on 10 weeks, 11 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever the weeks is, okay, look at your school calendar and look at how many weeks between when school started and the first report card, and then you'll know. All right. And then just you're on it's more than likely an 8, 9, 10, 11, one of those. Okay. And so I've been saying as measured by, as measured, I'll have to go look at, I actually just did it for Sky. So hang on. What you did. A mess. All right, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. All right. So this is what I've been saying. As measured, this is a speech therapy goal. As measured by, so instead of report data collection for the speech there, I put well, let me just read the whole thing to you. Skylar will produce vocalic R, and I put the R in the two things, in spontaneous conversational speech with no more than one verbal cue. There's a difference between cues and prompts. In 8 out of 10 opportunities, as measured by speech therapist data, taken 4 times within each 9-week grading period. All right, bye. Okay, so what does that mean? Let me explain. What that means is in a 9-week period, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 4 times in a 9-week period. All right, so once every 2 weeks, data is taken. All right, and I tell parents, I say, or not parents, I tell teachers and teams, you guys do what you want. As long as there's report data and as long as there's written work, if written work is part of it, I'm not going to put pressure on you with it. I just want to make things easier for you because you are working really hard. And I don't want you taking data 24/7, to be quite honest. I don't want my child run through opportunities and times and trials and all that shit all the time. That's just me. I don't want that done to my child. I want my child learning like everybody else. I want my child doing as much as she can like everybody else. And in gen ed, they don't do trials and opportunities and all that all the time. I want her treated as if she was a completely general education student like everybody else and doing the things like everybody else. And you can't teach a child if you're running trials, data. I'm all about the data, but you can get data in a very simplistic way. And a way in which that you're going to get the data that you need to know exactly where your child's present levels are, and they're going to get the data that they need in order to continue to move up the scale and show that the child's making progress. It's so simple that people have made it so difficult. All right. And once You get it? It clicks. All right. So this is what you do. Literally, I tell teachers, do it whatever you want. Okay. We all became teachers because we love kids, and we all have our ways. But one of the things that is proven, and I'm going to be talking about this when I go through my reading, series with you guys. It's already been proven that the older teachers, no offense, guys, are having a lot more difficulty changing into multisensory learning and getting rid of and throwing in the trash and stepping all over it balanced literacy. Okay? And the younger teachers, not younger as in age, but younger as in newer teachers, are transitioning better. Which that makes sense, right? But the problem is still the problem. And us older folk, all right, who are set in our ways sometimes, don't get the choice to be set in our ways when it comes to a child and reading. All right. So I get to be set in my ways in the fact that I'm not a morning person, and good luck making me a morning person, because that's never going to happen. All right. Now, will I show up to an 8:30 IEP meeting? Yep. But is that the first time I pick? No way. No. Okay. But if it's like what works for everybody else, and I'm the only one who's like, oh shit, I got to be there at 8:30, I'm going to go. Okay. So you have to just let teachers know that you got to let teachers fly, just like we have to let our kids fly. When people feel the ability to have the freedom to provide their expertise and their love and care for children, the good teachers, the good ones, then we got to give them that ability and that right? I talk about rights all the time. So who am I to go take someone else's right away, right? But I'm making suggestions in the sense of, hey, if you have a 9-week grading period, take data 4 times in those 9 weeks, meaning in this goal, it would be 4 out of 5 opportunities. Now, does that mean the teacher can't do it every day and not take data, but just that practice? That if you look at my YouTube video, that's the way children should learn. That is the way children should learn. Go like my TikTok page. Okay. I'm getting better at it, y'all. Like, I'm getting better. All right. I'm good at Facebook, but I'm getting better at that whole TikTok thingy. Okay. I know I'm older. Okay. So it's important to give them that ability. But at the same time, I want to give that suggestion because it does make it easier. And I've gotten feedback from teachers, and teachers have raved about it. They have said, oh my God, I don't know why I did not think of this, And one teacher said, I thought about this a couple years ago and I just didn't do it, And so it presents something to give them more options. And when they do it, a lot of times they love it. And then I think that's great, because that's actually a more productive way to take data. And then if you look at it, the coolest part about it is you get to see that data in the progress reports every 9 weeks, taken 4 times. So if your child, you're trying to do, that's why I like to do higher numbers, like 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. So, and I think that's reasonable within a 2-week period. And so if I were to do 8 out of 10, that teacher would then be able to say 4 times within that 9-week period, they would be able to say, okay, the first time it was 2 out of 10. The second time was 3 out of 10. The third time was 1 out of 10. Okay, well, guess what that does? Does that mean, I go get mad and scream at the teacher because she failed and the child only got 1 out of 10? No. What it is it's enlightening. It tells you, okay, what happened that 3rd week? Because obviously the teacher didn't just not teach that 3rd week, but taught the other 2 weeks, right? So it gives you that insight. Okay, what happened that week? Was it just a bad week? Was my child not feeling really well? Or, that's where that communication comes with a teacher, and you're able to have that conversation. and the teacher can give you some insight. So then you both figure out, it was the child, was upset because Sarah told him his pants were yellow and they were really green and he got really mad. Stupid example, but you know what I'm saying. But sometimes it is as stupid as that. And sometimes that's okay. Because what is that going to do for me? It's going to say, okay, Raven, Skylar, when she's upset, is not going to do as well. Guess what? Me neither. All right. So it tells you your child's human, just like everybody else. All right. So that's data that teachers and districts and everybody should not be scared of. It's the transparency. It's the shit that goes on in the games that are played that pisses us off as parents. You telling us that our child didn't do well on something, but hey, let's figure it out. Let's do this together. That's what we want to hear. We want that. I want to know when my child's not doing well. I want to know when my child's doing really well. But me watching a video, for example, and seeing fakeness and knowing, because I've done it, and I'm like, oh my God, she was so prepped, as if I don't know my child. Come on now. You don't think I'm going to know if my child's prepped or not? Come on. Of course I am. But do you think that's going to make me feel good and not feel completely sideswiped and it just be completely not just disrespectful, but I already don't trust you for shit. You just made it worse. You know? Where would I rather see Sky trying but struggling? 100%. Because then I know that, hey, at least she's trying. At least the teacher's really working with her. She's going to get it. You know? Dawn. She said, do you need to include the percent? No. I mean, think about it. I used to do that. All right. And you know how I say I learn something new at every single freaking IEP meeting, right? Sure have. Who was it? I think it was a teacher and I. And that's why I tell you guys, like when teachers and I bounce things off each other and they're not being butt heads because they feel offended that I want to work together and we actually both have brains. And, the ones that, to me, the ones that are not offended, the ones that collaborate are the ones that have confidence. The ones that get offended that someone wants to help or try to make things better for the child, I don't have a whole lot of respect for, just because if someone's going to teach, again, I learn something new at every IEP. So if someone's going to teach me something new and it makes it easier for me, shoot, please tell me something new as much as possible. Okay. I will not be offended by that in any way. All right. So when you get offended, it doesn't look good. It makes you look bad because it makes you look like you're not open to other people's ideas. And other people have ideas too. And sometimes, like this one, it makes more sense. So Dawn, to answer your question, a teacher said to me, she said, Raven, I love that goal. That was the first thing she said is, what did she do? She said, I love that goal. We're working together. Right? So I felt good that she was open. She felt good that I was open. And then she said, but can I make a suggestion? It's not just about communication. It's all about how you communicate. Hang on one second. David, put him downstairs. Seriously, Rocco. All right. So how you communicate, huge. She said, I think that 8 out of 10 opportunities, times, trials, etc., is 80% anyway. So why do we have to say 8 out of 10, 80%, 8 out of 10, or 8 out of 10 at 80%? because 8 out of 10 is already 80%. Make sense? Great idea, right? I loved it. I took that one and ran with it. But that doesn't mean that sometimes you do have to have that percentage there. All right? So that is key, is you have to have the percentage. My dog's right now. All right. So hopefully you like that. All right. I thought that was pretty good. All right. So let's finish this goal for her. Let's say, given a word problem in addition, subtraction, or multiplication, the student will correctly identify and solve the word problem at a blank level. Blank level meaning I want to know the grade level. All right, because if a child's in 5th grade and they're doing 3rd grade word problems, I need to know that. All right. I'm going to say I wish she told me how old the child is. Oh, she said 4th grade. Okay. So then, yeah, I would say 8 out of 10 opportunities. So given a word problem in IE, addition, subtraction, or multiplication, the student, so it would say the child's name, will correctly identify and solve word problems at a blank level in 8 out of 10 opportunities with data taken 4 times within a 9-week grading period. As measured by is really not necessary of that one. So with data taken 4 times within a 9-week grading period by 3/1/23. You can also throw in there if you want written work as well. So you can say with data taken 4 times within a 9-week grading period and written work. I'll play with that a second. So I'll finish it in a minute. So I want it to sound right. So I got to, like, when I go through goals, I like read them again, write it again, read it again. And I just like to fine tune it. All right. So let's answer one more question. If you get a non-public placement, all right, so private school, for your child and move to another state, does that new state, is what they're asking, have to accept it? I think they have to accept the IEP, is what she says. Okay. So the answer is yes, they have to accept the IEP. No, they do not have to accept the non-public placement, especially if that is not the required placement. Okay. It's just what is being offered from that district at the time versus them bringing the child back. Okay. So it's important to understand those kind of intricacies with that. Let me see. It is I'm looking for some specific wording so I can give that to her. Okay. Okay. Is that? Okay. There's a specific wording. I want to find it. So do you guys have any other questions before we hop off and I give this information to you? Any last minute questions? All right, let's see. I'm coming up with the wording for you. Hold on. Okay. So who else had questions? Anybody? All right. Right support. That's a good answer, Erica. It's a really good answer. But no, we don't have to. Like, it can be like in response to that, Erica, like it could talk about the prompt, the prompting, verbal, or if it's one prompter, you want to make sure you specify what the prompt is. So that's 100% a big one. All right. Finding the wording, guys. Okay. I got it. Got the wording. Okay. So, what this lady's actually looking for is Section 20 USC. I know y'all in 1415 of idea. Okay. And what that is stay put. Okay. Total brain fart there. Okay. So basically, if this child's stay put was private school, then the other school would have to adhere to that. But it's iffy because it's kind of like, how do they do that? Because stay put has to be labeled. It can't just say private school. Let me take that back. It could. but it could also have a name. So it just depends, I would think you'd want to edit and tweak that IEP before you leave, because just because that district didn't provide FAPE or whatever the reason was, I need to plug you guys in or I'm going to die. Doesn't mean the new school district is not going to provide FAPE. So to think that you can just go into a new school district and bam, they're going to pay for private placement when they can't be punished for the wrongdoing of another district. That's where the argument lies. All right. So I'm going to say no, because this, how's he upstairs? The school district is going to argue that, the new one. They're going to say, uh-oh, I got to charge this. Hold on. All right, it's plugged in. All right, so the school district is going to argue that. That's what's going to happen, just plain and simple, So if your child has a private placement, in regards to this question, and you're moving to a new school district, don't expect to get private placement. I mean, I wouldn't expect to get private, because the reason you get private placement more than likely is because the district that you were at didn't provide what was needed and appropriate for your child. But you can't just go and move to a totally different state and expect that they're going to just pay for private placement when your child, next week, Kim, when that school district didn't do anything wrong, So you got to be reasonable with that stuff, guys. All right. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, because I can see the school district arguing that, and they have every right to. And I would think that, just my thoughts and experience, that if that parent took that to due process, that they wouldn't have a leg to stand on, because they have nothing to back it up. So if you have in your IEP that you have private placement, but it's not the stay put, you definitely are going to public school until they prove otherwise. If stay put is private placement, then that's where there's a little bit of an argument. However, the school can also take you to due process to fight that, because they did nothing wrong, and have the right to have the chance to educate your child and not have to pay for private placement just because the other school district in a different state screwed up. So hopefully that makes sense. All right. So that's the answer to that. So I'll answer one more, and that is Dawn's. Hey group, I live in New Jersey. Son is 8th grade. I think I responded to this too. Yeah, I did. But I'll read it for you guys. Since gaining a lot of knowledge from Raven and much research, I'm seeing all the district's failures. While I'm educated now and I'm coming in with fire, I'm trying to explain to CST what's CST, Dawn? How you present data collection for goals. They have never presented me with data that goes with the progressing satisfactorily, etc., which I've now asked for, and they cannot present any data collection for any years for anything. First question, that is a violation, correct? Yes, ma'am. And here's how I would get them on it, is ask for a FERPA request, let them not provide all the data, and then make a FERPA complaint, which is a federal complaint. Give them the opportunity to sink or swim. If you do what you're supposed to do, then you're going to swim. If you don't do what you're not supposed to do, I think we all know we're going to sink. We pay the consequences for our actions. And then guess what? No hard feelings. We all learn from mistakes. We all learn from mistakes. So you have to, give people the ocean and throw them in. See what happens. I mean, shit. They say they do that for babies now. Throw them in the pool and they're supposedly supposed to know how to swim. Have y'all seen that on TV? I'm like, what? Has anyone ever seen that for real? Like, I would not do that. I'm sorry. I would not throw a baby in the pool and be like, oh, they're going to swim, you know? But I saw it on TV, like on like NBC or something. And I'm sure there's something to it. I don't know. But I just thought it was kind of funny. So yeah. So that's what's up. I am Sky. Hang on one second. I'm almost done. Then Dawn says, they have never presented me with data. Okay, I read all that. I've tried exactly the way Raven has taught us, so it makes perfect sense, but they don't get it. All the data collection should be put in graph for behavior, yeah. Starting with child's current levels to show progress. It's like banging your head against the wall. I'll come in and present that for you, Dawn, if that helps. Sometimes you have to like hear it. They have to hear it from somebody else, or sometimes you have to hear it from somebody else in order to, okay, that's what's said. But I had to kind of talk to them first. Like I like to get a feel of the school, the district, what they're saying, what they're not saying. And then, just kind of come in and be like, hey, how are you? I'm just kind of presenting this for you, just to open up the communication table. You know what I mean? And then kind of let you have at it. But I would be happy to come and present that part for you and go through goals. The only thing is, Dawn, if your present levels are shit, I ain't touching your goals. Okay? So that would be the kicker. All right? So, and that's one thing that everybody oh my gosh, somebody's on here and they have a cute little puppy poodle like mine. So that's one thing that's really important. Okay? Is, and where I'm different, there's some advocates out there that'll be like, oh yeah, I'll go to an IEP meeting with you. Hey, hire me. No, there's a lot more to it. I'm not stepping foot in an IEP meeting with you if you just want to bring me into an IEP meeting. Hell no. I got to know what I'm doing, what I'm talking about, who I'm talking about, the child. I need to see the child. I need to meet the child. I need to see video of the child. I need to see the data. I need to see the IEPs. I need to see the progress reports. I need to see the meeting notices. I need to see the PWNs. I need to see the last evaluations. I got to see that stuff. Okay. I got to know that child in and out. All right. I got to study that stuff. And then how I study it too is asking you 50 freaking million questions on top of it. And so I do not go in blindsided. No way. That's why I'm always 800 steps ahead, because I'm on it, And so that's how you got to do that, guys. Okay. Don't expect to, if you hire an advocate and just be like, oh, here's IEP. Can you come to a meeting with me? Expect shit. Because that's what you're going to get. And, because you have to know what you're fighting for and who you're fighting for. All right. In order to do everything within your power to get them what they need. Okay. And you have to know that impact of disability, and you have to understand it. You have to understand that child. So I could be working with one child that has the same disability as child A and child B could have the same disability, but that disability impacts them differently. So how I approach each case is going to be completely different because they are different. Get it? So key thing to keep in mind as well. So Dawn messaged me. We can chit chat. I'd be happy to help you with that part. That's easy. Okay. And then once you get it, it's going to click. I promise. All right. It was one of those things like goals for me. Oh my God. You don't even know. If you guys think this is hard, okay, take your hard and try to put it through my ADD brain and put it through my brain that always makes things more analytical and difficult. And then times that by 100. That's me. So If I can get it, you can get it. It's just going to take you a minute. All right. So give yourself some grace. Okay. We all have to give ourselves some grace. All right. All right. We're good. I've talked long enough. Hour and 40 minutes. I think that's enough. So anybody that's catching the replay, watch this, in steps. Hopefully you gain something from it. Make sure to share it. And have a happy hump day. All right. Talked a lot longer than I thought I would, but hey, that's okay. All right, guys. Yeah. Once you get it, you can run with it. And that's what the membership's going to be about, guys, is I'm kind of transitioning. Yes, I'm still taking cases. That's why I still have 2 spots, but I'm transitioning into teaching parents, yes, how to go kick some ass in that IEP meeting to get their child what they need. And for everybody on the other side, on the team side, when I say that I'm preparing parents to come kick some ass, let's break that down for a second. Okay. So, for those of you who want to misinterpret or throw it out there that it's some big thing and make it more than it is, let me explain. As parents, we feel, and I'm going to speak on my own behalf, okay? I feel that when I was going through this IEP process, I was let down. What's even more important is I know my child was let down. Then on top of that, my child didn't make progress for many years. And I was told, oh, just give it time. We're working on it. We're going to get it together. It's going to happen. She's going to learn. I even heard, Raven, just get over it. She may not ever learn. You need to just accept that. Yeah, I was told that too. I was told that my child was on 3 levels above where she actually was in reading, and I knew that was wrong. And so I brought my daughter into the IEP meeting and with the director of special education, had the teacher test her and read with her on this book that she said that she could read, proving my point that she was a liar. And this is what parents, not just me as an advocate now, has been through. So when you're taking a person, any person, and this is for any teacher, any service provider, any administrator, when you're on the other side, you have parents and then you have the other side, you're not different teams, but you're different in how the outlook and your position in which you fill within that meeting is. Okay, they're all different. So, and it's not different amongst each other in regards to expertise, which is how the districts want to dissect it. Oh, the OT is an expertise. Her expertise is occupational therapy. Is it not? Of course not. It is. But does that mean that she's any more expert than the parent in regards to knowing what their child can and cannot do? The parent may not know what a grip is and that there's a tripod grip and different types of grips. The parents may not know that there's certain verbiage used for certain things in OT, but they're sure as hell going to know if their child can and can't write. They're going to know if their child holds their pencil weird. So their words may be weird. It's not right. They're not holding it right. But your words may be, oh, the child doesn't have a tripod grasp. Same knowledge, different words. So you have everybody coming to a table that is all really on the same wavelength. Not one person at that table is any better than the other. If anyone is better, it is the parent being better at the knowledge in which they have towards the child and about the child. And that's just plain unadulterated fact. Just like you, as the school team, would know your children better than anybody else. Same for parents at the IEP table. So when the mindset changes is when the dynamic will change. Okay. And so understanding where parents are coming from is important because this is about the child. And the stuff that we as parents come with is important because it's how a person on the team side, on the school team side, can change the way they approach the situation. And it would change it'd take that one person to change the whole dynamic of that whole meeting. That one person, that one smart, intelligent, amazing human being who can have that tiny bit of empathy for the parent who's bringing into that meeting a whole bunch of stuff, upset, frustration, anger, all of these feelings. And they're just trying to figure it out. So that one person on that team side that can give them that ounce of empathy is the one person that's going to change the whole dynamic of the whole team and make it a success. So if things can be looked at like that, I think the IEP process, the game would change. I wouldn't be as evil as I am because I would know that the other side gets it. Now we got to come together and figure it out. I want a team with any child, my own and any client that I work with. I want a team that's open to change. I want a team that's open to having their own ideas. I want a team that has teachers and service providers and people that come to the table prepared and ready to go. And so prepared that they're able to give all kinds of ideas and suggestions. And even if it's just throwing ideas out there and we're all kind of putting our brains together to figure it out, because sometimes it's not as easy as some things. So when we all learn to work together in that way, believe it or not, that is exactly how I work. But what is found, okay, just a note, if someone comes at me in a way that is negative, that is automatically them on the defense and offended at everything because they're taking things personally, then you're going to get what you get. Things will always calm down when the school's side has the empathy and care and love and shows that first, and that they're open to doing what's necessary in order for that child to have an adequate, appropriate, and individualized IEP, because that's all this is about. That's it. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about what we did last night. It's not about your personal lives. It's about the child. That's it. Okay? So take that. All right. So Kim says, before I thought everything was good, I thought my child was making good progress. Come to find out the school has failed my child, not teaching him like they should have been. I understand that a child might not get it, but if they are not giving 110%, then that's not okay with me. That's why I hired Raven and learned. Now I got it, and the school is doing what's needed and appropriate for my child. The school does not give you the info like IEP 101 to know how meetings should go. That's right. Can't be more grateful. Thank you so much, Kim. I really appreciate that. And you know what? A cool thing about Kim is her team literally just gave her her IEP meetings for the whole year. They're meeting every quarter. Is that right, Kim? And they literally just emailed her all the IEP meeting dates and times for the whole year. I mean, how freaking cool is that? You know, they're like thinking ahead. They're doing things that are appropriate. They're making her feel safe. They're making her feel confident as a parent and that they're going to do the right thing. It's not that all teams have to, hey, here's 3, 4, 5 dates, you know, in advance. It's not that they have to do that, but it's just showing and going that, you know, extra mile, if you will, to show a parent, look, it was rough, but hey, let's turn this around. Let's make this right. Let's squash it and move forward. All right? Because at the end of the day, that's what I do with, I would say, 90% of my teams. Do some of the situations stay at a shit show, but the child got what they needed? Sure, yes. But 90% of the time, it's very successful, like Kim's, like Aaron's. You know, the situations work out. But that's where teams have to come together, because I'm not that advocate to screw around with, you know? So I'm open. You know, I'm an open person. You know, I'm not really judgmental in any way. And I don't believe that any one parent has to do any one thing, or if you don't do it like this, then, you know, something's wrong. And I don't think that of the school either. But what I do expect is that there is that mutual respect versus some sort of hierarchy, because that ain't going to fly. And so sometimes you have to bring people down a couple stairs and let them know that they're really not up there. And the only thing up there is a higher power, and it's not them. And so sometimes we got to give people a reality check. And they don't like that. People don't like change. People don't like change. People don't like change. They don't like to be challenged. And people will fight that. Kids fight that. We fight that. All right? Don't go changing my routine in the morning. I wake up, I watch my Netflix, I drink my coffee. Try changing that. I'm going to be pissed off. Okay? Wake me up early. I'm going to be real pissed off. Ask my husband. He knows. And so you got to look at things like that. you walk into the school district, all right? I go step on their toes. They're going to be pissed off. All right? Sometimes it takes getting a little pissed off for change to happen. You know? You got to get a little pissed off, get a little uncomfortable. But it'll work out. Okay? Have a good evening, and I will talk to y'all soon.